So he's packing them in. I'm wondering if we can fit them all in the loads that the trucks that are empty. Yo, Isaiah, look at that. I gotta get it on the good side.
You are now watching the 2023 season of Farming with Duffy Ag.
Welcome back to the channel. We made it back last night. We actually went to dinner. Sean had to get his tux fitted for a wedding. And yeah, this thing does not ride very nice with bareback. We actually got to go out in the pasture, do some stuff this morning in hopes of something that's going to occur. Somebody did write in the comments, and I'm glad you did. I haven't had a garden since I was like a little kid. And oh, look at this. Is that corn? That's corn. Why did it move over? Oops, something started to pull that corn out. Dang. That is corn. Somebody did point out that my radishes, and I had to look it up, when they're 4 inches tall, the leaves, you're supposed to pick them. Whoops. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull these out. I did just pull one, and they were still good. Probably not as good as they should have been, but they were still good. So holy smokes, I got some big ones, some small ones. I'm learning as I'm going, guys, to be honest. Even though everybody, so I got some good comment sections, but that's a weed. Well, we got a bunch of radishes. We got some junk, and then we got a bunch of radishes. I just got dirt in my own eye. Got some radishes. Are they the best ones? Probably not, because I've never really grown radishes. When I was a little kid, I used to have a garden and whatnot, and tried then. I did throw some out that like split, things like that, or real small ones, due to I'm only one person. I'll probably get some more to plant, because them things grew quick. And then in the meantime, there's 2 tomato plants. I hate these crawly thingies. There's 2 tomato plants, and I feel like I put those too close together now. That were hanging out. I'm gonna need 2 hands for this, aren't I? Yeah, maybe we'll get it. That were hanging out, and well, I transplanted them, so now we got one there and one here, and there should be a few more growing. I think I put them across the back wall, or I put them out. They're out here maybe. But yeah, keeping weeds down and things like that. But the cukes, and I think there's cucumber and squash here, they're getting a little out of control. I don't think they should have been planted in a raised bed, but remember, I didn't plant much of this. Corn is jumping. As you see, this one's got a sucker on it, so it means it's got all the nutrients it needs. Peas and green beans, and then we got corn coming up here. There's one. I think that's number 2. There should be like 5 along here, but then my corn over there. So big time gardening, green thumb, right? Next year we'll do better, like have our life organized and not have so much, maybe. But alrighty, I gotta wash these, put them away. Throwing all my that's not how I was gonna start this video, but alrighty, I'm gonna clean these up in the house, and then we're gonna go mess around with that fence line, because if you remember, we took standards down, so there's a bunch that are missing, and I guess you guys will have to see why I'm doing that. Might as well put some more corn seed sweet corn seed in the ground. So I got a row to my right, and I'll have a row in the middle, and that way when you space it out, you get sweet corn throughout the season. That's what the growers do. I'm no grower, but no sweet corn grower. But yeah, I do love sweet corn. It is nice having all the tires inside, so got plenty of spares for all sorts of conditions. So let's grab some standards. We're gonna go up, put them back in where I pulled them out, because the purple ones were not mine. Yeah. Alrighty, let's throw some in. Corn's looking good though. Jumping quite a bit. Is this fence on, by the way? No, I made sure it was off. Well, you guys fell down. This stuff is gonna perform. I clearly didn't get all the way here to spray, but that's okay. What a beautiful day. Stuff out back looks green as anything too. Everything looks green. So previously I said I don't need nitrogen on stuff. And I know some people said, oh, you need a Y drop, you need to do this. Stephen Wood, who is a custom applicator out here, works for Caravel, clearly watches along because he messaged me right after and says, I wouldn't put any nitrogen on. So I appreciate your professional opinion, especially being local. I'll be honest, I put a lot of fertilizer up front, like more than I probably needed to, especially on my first year, based on what the soil is. The only thing I'd really like to get on is some lime, and that will be in the works, yeah, at some point here. But yeah, I put a lot of nitrogen on actually up front. Most of the soil, based on it sat around, it wasn't utilized very much. Sod growth flipped over. Some of the soil samples, they said like 20 units of nitrogen, and I was like, what? So I got a lot of places that got 100 to 120 pounds of nitrogen plus what was there, plus we put source on the product, and we're not looking for 300 bushel yields. I don't think this soil could do it, for one. We don't have the growing degree weather, and two, it's my first year and I have zero idea about any of this soil. So I think overall the corn's looking good. The grass probably could have got a shot of fertilizer after we took off first, and I know somebody's gonna say, why don't you haul some manure on it? Manure is a value-added product now, unless you're right next to a big dairy that needs to get rid of manure, that doesn't want to truck it a distance. So at that rate, me hauling manure to my own place doesn't make much sense. Plus, I do have some hills. Yeah, I'd rather not spread on the hills with my semis. So, alrighty. Barnyard's getting everything ready. We'll go plug the fence back in, so when some animals show up to help me get that calf out, if that calf is still alive, if it's up there, I'm hoping so. I think everybody else is hoping so. Then the end goal would be put it in the barn and be able to actually keep an eye on it, feed it, water it. But as we see in the back here, like this is all ready to graze again, like beyond. So the fence lines, I didn't stay up with them because it's a weird feeling when you're trying to keep up with something and you know the animal's left. But they're not too bad right now. We can go spray them and stuff like that. Let me get the bucket over here for some water, since I do not have a water trough. I got waters in the barn. I did close off this pen because I didn't want them going in and out of it, because we're gonna have to shovel all this out. But I opened it back up. That way, hopefully the animals will come in. But that's where I'm at. The other night, we were out at Roger's Cider House. Is that Johnstown?
Cider Yard, Johnstown, yeah.
Johnstown Cider Yard. And well, somebody wanted my row markers, and I'm never going to use them. You want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, Mitch Rogers out at Rogers Orchard in Johnstown. They're going on a big 2-row sweet corn unit.
It's going to work out pretty mint. And we're going to go over and actually get a full tour of the cider operation and everything else, because you grow a lot more than just apples.
Yeah, we do all sorts of row crops, friggin' pumpkins, squash, sweet corn. Plus we grow all the apples for the hard cider too.
We'll might have some hard cider.
Yeah,
We got in the bag.
One or two. Got a couple. Couple big old silos.
Alrighty, that works. So, at some point we're gonna go take a tour and drink some cider. Well, I was weed whacking. He did stop in. We are gonna do a great tour up there because it's awesome. Younger generation chasing their dreams, stuff like that. Building a great place. So very, very cool place to visit. Great food and absolutely amazing cider, and I love cider. But I was weed whacking. I got a little bit more done. I'm going to finish that up. I am waiting on a call to go do some trucking. That's why I'm not going to get extremely filthy underneath the truck, because everything's covered in oil because that front main seal leaks, and we got a slight exhaust leak. So those are things that are still on the list that we are going to get fixed, but I'd rather... Oh, and tractor or Harbor Freight closes at 8, and I got there at 8:13 last night, so we did not get a jack. I did go to Lowe's, and their jacks didn't impress me, especially not for the prices. So I'm gonna finish up weed whacking all this around the house, stuff like that, keep my place up, keep it looking good, and around the barn, and just wait on the phone call. So the one silage truck is out moving around doing things. They just put the floaters back on because it's extremely wet. We did talk about running that truck, and if it's as wet as it is, not worth it. I could put the floaters on the semi and run the semi, but yeah. I forgot to weed whack right there. I gotta pull it back out. Okay, now we got it. Got everything weed whacked and around the house, the barn. We do got to burn what's in that pile for wood, clean up all that at some point. I gotta shut this big door. Sunburn's starting to catch up. I might put some aloe on it. I appreciate Mary Ellen Baldwin from last night, Sean Baldwin's wife, for hooking me up with some aloe. She told me I had to use it. It does help quite a bit. Well, we're gonna let it air up. We're not in the superliner today. Yanko's got AC though. It's gonna be wet, so they did put the floaters back on the one truck. I did stop and get some pizza. I got cooler. You ready to rock and roll? We're back at Dygert's, which means good lemonade, good chocolate milk. That cold brew was actually really good, especially for, I'm not a coffee guy. Really good. So today we are chopping quite a bit of seedings that we didn't want to get in and run up as much. It has slowed down on some rain, but it's still, there's some damp spots for sure. So this stuff is a little further past. I believe it has peas in it. It's either peas or oats, I forget. Keep in mind though, like everybody's seedings, when there was no moisture, they struggled to take off. So the idea is once it gets off, hopefully they really get going. Now that we got plenty of moisture, and well, the heat's coming. So at least today we're not smoky, which is really nice. And then it's actually pretty well blue skies everywhere, which is really good. And it is nice in the AC. We don't have it on high. We don't need it yet. Trying to keep Yanko a little chilled out. Oh God, the superliner's behind us. Yep. I see him. I think Isaiah's in the superliner. We passed the merger. It was up over the hill. Yeah. So, chopper got a service update. Weavers were up here. It's Agri-Tier now. So sharpening stone got all fixed up, everything else like that. So hopefully today we do not have any plugs. It will be really good. Knock on wood, Aaron. I'm not cursing you. We're working on it. I didn't know if he was going to make it the whole length or not. He's got the back full, so I'm thinking he's not going to make it the whole length. Mr. Logan Bath. You all done with wheat? We're rolling up through some trails here. That corn looks really good. I guess there's a couple acres out back here, so. They've only merged the headlands. So they took the headlands off the front field, and then the merger's out here. They finished up the back, so he's gonna go do the front field while we chop out back here. Those are some friggin' windrows. Yeah, we got some feed here. Why are you excited, buddy? Why are you excited? Because you saw a different person? Somebody in the merger? I was wondering where all the trucks were and where they were, and there's no service up here. But what Isaiah break today? If you're gonna run stuff, stuff's gonna break, no matter how much you prepare. What are you, rough on things? Airline issues. So he's got a rubber, like a plastic line. I think it is like rubber. And as I told him, I said, I think I might have some couplers underneath in the white truck. Yanko kicked it to high range when we got out. In the white truck, the semi, because I have spares for when I connect to the tanker in case I need something. So he's got enough air. It's not leaking bad enough. He can probably get it home without it locking up. The problem is you lose air with the truck that has air brakes. Your brakes engage. So technically the air holds it off. So if your air pressure gets low enough, the spring applies, and away you go. Well, yours actually stopped. The coolest difference of farming out here compared to where I was and whatnot in the years past. Well, when I chop feed there for Favreau, and they're the same way, so it might have just been where I was. But like if something breaks down, it's not ignored and keep going, and that person has to deal. Like chopper stops, everybody makes sure everything's good, and goes from there. So it's everybody's got everybody's back, which is really cool. Sunburnt is doing better. The aloe is a lot nicer. Having the AC is actually pretty nice too. Yeah, well, just reminiscing on the old days where when things weren't going right, everybody panicked. Where things are good. So he's gonna take a load, get it back, and mess with it. We probably got 2 more loads in here, and then we got out front, and then we got across the road, and then I don't know where we're going. We're kind of just, I'm just winging it. I was out messing around. We'll see if he loads it all on there or if he wants to switch over. I don't know if he's gonna fit it all on. He'll fit it all on. So he'll pile it right up. But as you see, this stuff's a little drier, and it is what it is. It's kind of battling it. Sometimes the grass, the stuff across the street's real good. I take it he's got a little bit more room on there. I thought he was fuller, that's why I rushed over. Got this one picked up. We'll go back out to the front one. So, smooth going. Always got to have something break down. If it's a smooth day, it's going to curse you at some point. They are finishing up that row. There's 2 left in this field. They'll all fit into me. I don't know if he's going to put, I think he's going to put some more of this row. That way when I jump across the road, I can take more feed. So we're getting through the acres. We could use another truck, but it is the timing. You also got to think about the guy on the bunk. If you're just going to hammer him with loads, then your feed quality isn't the same. You don't get it packed enough, and before you know it, you got some issues. Oh yeah, we're going to do a switch right here. There we go. That's how it's done. On to the next one. I have zero idea how many fields are left. The merger was leaving as I was coming into this. The next one's got a lot more moisture, I think, to it in the feed. That's why they were letting it sit and the merger was waiting there. But the merger went the other way, so there must be another one up the road. I would figure so. how much greener the rows are, that there's just more moisture. In the chopper itself, it's going to be telling him what the moisture is and tonnage that we're going through and everything else like that. Yeah, good call on having the merger wait and just merge it right before we got over to it. We got a little switcheroo going on here. Isaiah's running chopper now. So Aaron's taking off. And we'll see how Isaiah does. If he plugs it, it's on him. I'm just kidding. We're all in it together. We're driving along to the next field and I'm like, why is it so friggin' hot in here? Well, somebody put the heat on when they jump in. They hit the selector switch in high and they also swung that over to the heat level. So holy smokes, was it getting hot in here. I'm like, maybe the AC let go. And he started whining and telling me that something was wrong. Cruising along some back roads here. The throughway is down over that hill, I believe. Yep. Oh my, that truck just almost crashed. That would not have been good. People not paying attention. Yeah, beautiful views. I've never actually... People don't even slow down. Amazing. Taking the headlamps off so the merger guy can just go back and forth. This is, looks like very thick alfalfa. Well, mostly alfalfa, if not all. I'd say there's some grass probably in with it. Yep, Isaiah's in the chopper. So he's merging the back. And we'll get right after it. This is a bit of a longer haul. Go back down through town and whatnot. I don't know how many loads are over here or what. So when metal alert goes off, you back it out, and then you try running it back through and see what comes up. So there's something right in here. Was in that pile. Probably 8 to 10 times. We couldn't find anything. There's some thistles in that. God, your hand hurts. But kept backing it out, cleaning it out, nothing was there. So that was a little weird. So I'm working with good people, and the farms that they work for are good people. Like, it's just awesome. Owner came over and said, there's pizza sitting in my truck, it's hot still. Grab something out of the store, so we gotta get some lemonade. And we'll get some, you want some pizza? Oh. What are you doing, puppy dog? Gotta get a lemonade. You got quite, see, we're gonna get a tour of this at some point. Oh, these are the bagels that I got that one time for Mary Beth. They were absolutely fantastic. Okay, got lemonade. Let's see. I think this is his truck. Yep. What do we got for pizza today? Ooh, ham and bacon. Oh, that looks good too. What are you feeling? I think we'll get one of these. We'll get 2 slices. one of those. Close it up because the next guys are coming. And then we'll get one of I don't have enough hands. Pizza was on point, don't you think? He almost had a whole slice for himself. Rolling down through here, through what is it, Palatine Bridge. We go straight through, and then we jump up, go up onto the hillside, the valley side there. Almost could use another piece, but at the same rate, I'll probably be super full by then. Pretty majestic, sunset. Good feed, we're rolling right along. I take it there's the field behind it. I don't know how much more after that, or if that's it. But all three trucks are running. Isaiah's father's running the Superliner, and yeah, that's part of the reason why farms, they support their custom guys, because running late, feeding them, it keeps everybody going. So he's packing them in. I'm wondering if we can fit them all in the loads, that the trucks that are empty. Yo, Isaiah, look at that. I gotta get it on the good side. Look at that. She is. We went through some mud, if you can't tell. But hot damn, she's loaded. Love to see it. Looking good. Over there merging seating for tomorrow. We got all of this left out here. Hopefully we can shove all three trucks one trip. We can shove it all on, but I have a feeling I will be coming back. What time is it? What time actually is it? 8:40? 8:49. So we're gonna have a long night, because we're still a half hour from home. We are cruising though. This was a seeding last year, Jake was saying, and it was so dry that it grew a bunch of thistle and not much else. And then once the water turned back on, it started growing. Beautiful night. Couldn't ask for better summer night than something like tonight. Definitely just did some digging. I see mud on my dillers, and yeah, we dug quite a bit there. Okay, this is actually my last load. We are loaded. Gotta put some fuel in this. Gotta go get the guy that's running the mowers, and get everybody back to the farm and bounce around. And yeah, been a good day. So it is almost 9:20. So not an early night actually. I am definitely driving around and learning all sorts of areas that I've never known, how all these roads interconnect. Like, you go to somebody's place and you're like, okay, here we are, and then all of a sudden, like this morning, I was like, we drove up through here and I was like, oh, I know where we are now. I didn't know that road connected to that road. So yeah, jumped in Aaron's service rig here, got Yanko in the back, and gonna figure out where I'm going. I gotta find the guy in the mower. I'd say I found him. 6250R with some Pottingers on them. Getting fueled up here. We'll be back in the morning. Our schedule changed around for tomorrow. But go home, edit some video, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Appreciate you guys watching along. Yeah, getting some feed worked out and paying off some of my chopping bills and soon to be baling bills. So I'll see you guys. Have a good one.